Previously on No Man's Land, I started the episode off by getting the cloths and the deer combine out to a field of soybeans that needed to be harvested before putting those beans into the silo. I then cultivated that field and seeded it back with soybeans before sleeping through the night and getting a field of barley harvested. I made sure that I collected the straw from it as I needed it for my pigs, and then finished off the episode by selling off some wheat as well as some corn, and finally some of that barley that I had harvested earlier in that episode, to finish off with around $663,000 in the bank account. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode on No Man's Land. I hope you are having a great day today. To start off today, let's have a look at what we want to do. As you can see, we've got this field of corn ready to harvest, and then just over there we've got a field of soybeans ready to harvest. So I should get the combine started on that. I think my plan is to run one combine on each field. Actually, no, I'm going to run both combines on both fields at the same time because that'll help really crush it out real quick. And then my plan after that is to maybe start looking at getting a new type of animal pen set up. So let's just roll in and attach our header. Very nice. Let's back it out. And then we will head over to the bean field and get started on that with this course play. And then I will likely run in the other cloth combine to start. We might get a worker going on it eventually, but for right now, let's get this deer combine set up on this course. So we'll just open up the field a little bit, just like we always do. Get it to the edge, and then let's get our course set up. Very nice, so we can get him started right away. He'll just be crushing through these beans. Thankfully, because it is soybeans, I don't think that the tanks will fill up too quick on these things. So let's head over to the cloth combine and get in that. Alright, we're in the combine, we've got our header attached. I did think about buying a new header, a bit of a bigger header, but it seems like the largest one I can get for cloths is 13 meters. I believe this is a 12 meter header, so there wouldn't be that much of an upgrade for the cost, so I think we're just going to stick with that one. I am going to let the deer combine finish the first headlands. While that guy's taking care of that, I'll head over to the truck and get the trailer loaded out closer to the field so we can get going on this soybean harvest. For now, we can just leave him right here, and this guy is just about finished the first headland, which means I'm good to hop in the cloth combine and get started going myself. So I'll just follow him until we get sort of to the end of this field, which should be just about here. And then I will turn around. Let's get our header lowered, and we can start with our combine getting these beans out of the ground. Now, if you missed last episode, you'll see that we harvested another field of soybeans as well as a field of barley. I sold off all the wheat, barley, and corn, so that's why I'm sitting at $663,000 right now. And it seems like our combine is full, so let's head over there with the trailer. But yeah, I'm sitting at $663,000, so we have a bit of money to play with. My plan is likely to put beans back into both of these fields once they're harvested, because I would like to get them sold. I would like to get them grown and sold off by June or July and make a decent amount of money off of it. So we'll just pull up beside this guy. We'll get our trailer under the auger and he can get unloaded. So let's hop back in the cloths. Thinking about it, I probably should have left a header or two's width on this side of the field because the other combine is going to be a bit redundant going up and down the part that I've already harvested, but not a big deal. This field really isn't too large, and with both these combines we should be able to get it done pretty quick and onto the cornfield. And because we only have one set of cultivators and seeders, it probably does make more sense that we knock both of these fields off sort of one at a time with both combines instead of doing one combine on each field. It just would have taken things just a bit longer, I think. So I think we're heading in the right direction. I do know that we need to get the fertilizer spreader onto that second field that we planted yet last episode, because it is only at about 50% fertilized, so it could use one more pass. Once we get this combine full and unloading, I'll get over into the tractor, hook up the spreader, and we can get on that field right away. Yeah, and this is just what I mean a bit by the redundancy. We've already done that pass. He'll do one more as well, and then he'll be back to combining some actual soybeans out of the ground. Not a huge deal, just a bit of an efficiency loss. Alright, so we're sitting at 83% filled in the tank, about 16,000 liters. We're just going to pull them off to the side right here. Let's hop in the trailer and get over to that combine and get unloading it, and then I'll actually get into the small Massey Ferguson tractor and hook up to the fertilizer spreader. Very nice, this guy's unloading now. And I forgot, actually, we left this spreader out by the field ready to go. So I'll just hop in it right away, start our engine up, we'll get on the field, create a course, and that guy can get going. Course has been generated, so we can send this guy on his way. He shouldn't take very long, only 9 minutes. So I would imagine by the time we have that other field finished harvesting, this guy will be pretty close to wrapped up. And for now, I will just hop back in this combine and we can get the rest of this field finished up. It will not take long at all, only probably maybe 10 minutes if that. And I did check, this field does need lime put down on it before I'll be able to cultivate it, so I'll be sure to get that thing pulled out, get this field limed, cultivated, and then we can plant it with some more soybeans. Although it looks like that deer combine is full, so I'll actually get back into the trailer. We'll get over there and get that unloaded, and we only have maybe 2 passes left on this field, so it's ticking along very well. I do really love having the 2 combines. I'm able to cruise right through all the fields that I have. They're not big enough yet where it's taking sort of 20 or 30 minutes with both harvesters to get done. So we'll just get this guy pulled in and he can continue unloading. Okay, we are on our last pass here. As you can see, the other combine should be able to take sort of the north part of this field, I would think. And then I will actually just stop this combine once we get to around where the trailer is and start getting it unloaded. We'll let the deer combine make its way south towards the trailer, get that unloaded, and then that'll be it for the soybean field. Okay, so we'll just pull alongside the truck here. Pretty standard stuff. Get our auger out. Let that guy start unloading. Very nice. Now what I want to do is I want to hook this 8R up to the lime spreader. It's probably a bit overkill, but since I can't use this on the seeder, I might as well use it for something. There we go. We are hooked up. Let's make our way over to the field and get this guy started. Alright, our course is generated. We can now start this guy up, getting lime put down on this field. Let's hop into our deer combine because all the harvesting is done. We'll get the last 1,600 liters of soybeans unloaded and then get the header switched out and onto the corn. Very nice. And I think I do have the same size corn headers actually. So I have a feeling I'll be able to set both of these combines up in course play and we won't have to take care of the second ones ourselves, which will really make things really nice because I can worry about getting the cultivation and the seeding done on this field here. We're just going to pull in nice and slow. We're going to hook up our corn header. I did check. We do have the exact same header actually for corn for both of these combines. So I've got a field course created, loaded into both of these combines. We're going to run them side by side with each other, which will be very nice. So all we need to do is get the header unfolded and get our way into the field, and then we can start these courses up. Now I have a feeling that the Kloss combine is going to run just a tad slower than the deer, just because of the difference in horsepower. It's not a huge issue, it just means there's going to be some awkward patterns for the first little bit. So let's make sure this guy's on the right side. We'll start him, and then we will hop in this combine and we'll start this guy on the left side. And they can just go at it and chew all this corn up and make us gold money. Very nice. Well, that is getting taken care of. As you can see, our lime is almost done. Actually, we do need to hop in this trailer. We got 64,000 liters of soybeans. Very nice. Let's go drop this off in the silo, and then we can actually see what our total amount of soybeans that we have so far produced, which will go towards our sale in June. All right, so we're at the silo. We will just dump this truck. It shouldn't take very long, and then we can see what our totals are. Okay, so we've got 195,000 liters of soybeans, which is going to produce us around $761,000. That's really good. And if you look at it, we've still got these 2 fields of soybeans, which will be definitely done before June, and then both these fields are getting put with soybeans as well. I have a feeling these will be done in July, but if we look, the price is still pretty good in July for soybeans. So yeah, you can see even in July it drops down a little bit, but we're still pretty high. Our second best month to sell it. So this will be some pretty substantial profit off of these beans. And let's get started getting the cultivation and seeding done. All right, we're in the trusty 9520. We're just gonna back in here to the cultivator, hook that up, and we will be able to get this started right away on that first field that we harvested, because that lime is all that done. We don't need to put herbicide down because this cultivation will take care of the weeds. So just this and soybeans, and then we'll be ready to go. Actually, thinking about it, I think we might be able to get away with a double fertilization in the same month if we spray fertilizer down and then cultivate it first. So let's hop into the tractor with the spreader, which should be done. It is lovely. This field is now fully fertilized. Let's head over to that other field. We'll get the fertilization done. It won't take long at all just because of the working width of the spreader. And then the cultivation can be done, and then the seeding. As you can see over there in the distance, that first combine is done, or I should say full of corn. So let's just get the trailer over there and unload it, and then it'll be able to continue on its way. Beautiful. That's the first load in the trailer. This guy should be on his way. I have a feeling like sometimes when these courseplay workers... Oh no, we're good. I was going to say sometimes when these courseplay workers get too close to each other, for some reason they have difficulty going forward, but that's taken care of. We can get the fertilizer onto this field right away. Our lime spreader should be somewhere on the field, probably up on the north end of it. So we'll get this guy done right away. Oh, there it is. And I'll actually follow him right behind with the cultivator because we don't need to, the working width is so wide that we don't really need to let it finish up any headlands or anything like that. As you can see, the spreader and the cultivator are working on this field. We do have another full grain tank, but I'm going to get this lime spreader put back. I'll get that Kloss combine unloaded, and then it can continue on its way, and hopefully we should be able to get some beans put into this ground pretty quick here. Okay, so first load of corn from this combine in the trailer. I do believe right behind us, the deer combine is ready to be unloaded as well, so we'll just pull right in and get that load taken in. Alright, second load from the deer combine is in this trailer. We're sitting at around 56,000 liters of corn, so I'm very happy with that. I don't know why the Kloss combine has stopped working. Let me run over there and see what's going on. I think it is because we are low on fuel. So I'm going to have to run over to the fuel pump and get some more fuel put in this combine. And hopefully we don't crash into the deer one. And actually, while I'm doing that, I am just going to pick up this extra corn that's sitting around. Okay, I've got this combine filled up with diesel so we can continue him on his way. He's got to finish up his second headland, I believe. And then he will start on the rows. As you can see, the deer header is quite a bit farther ahead of him. I'm hoping that we don't have any issues with collisions, but I feel like we might. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Can these guys figure it out, or is it just going to be a Mexican standoff? No, we've got a bit of a standoff, so we'll just unhire this worker, let this deer combine get out of the way, and then we can rehire him, and he can get going for the rest of this field. So it looks like the cultivator has got about 3 out of its 4 headlands done. So I'm in the Massey 4900 right now, where we got it hooked up to the seeder. We are going to get started on this field. We'll get some soybeans put into it right away, and they should be able to knock it out pretty quick. Okay, I've made sure we have beans selected, which we do. So I'm going to get this seeder started right away, and he should be able to knock it out pretty quick here. And we do have both combines that need to be unloaded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unload this Kloss combine first, I believe. Because in that way it'll give it a bit of a chance to catch up to the deer combine as I unload the deer combine. So we'll let him finish up until he's got a full tank, and then we'll unload him. That's another load out of this combine. Let's get over to the John Deere combine and we can get that one unloaded as well. And then I doubt we'll have to unload these combines before they finish up this field, which is awesome. Alright, that's another combine or load out of this combine. We're in a bit of a tight spot here. So I'm going to let this combine kind of clear our path out of this field, and then these harvesters should be done this field pretty quick. Alright, and as you can see, this field is pretty much done. The Kloss combine has one pass of a sliver of corn, but we can get this deer unloading, and then we'll get the Kloss unloading, and then we will be in business. And I seem to have planned that out just perfectly. You can see we've only got a sliver of space between what's been cultivated and what hasn't, so we are This was honestly, I would say this was luck more than anything. All right, and as you can see, the deer combine is unloaded. Let's get this combine that we're in right now unloaded. And while this is unloading, I will hop in the deer and take it back to the shop. We can get everything put away for that, and then I'll do the same for the cloth combine once it's done unloading. All right, just backing in the second combine now. Very nice. Let's hop in to this tractor with the spreader hooked up to it. I need to fill it up with fertilizer, and then we can get it started on this field here. We'll do the exact same process that we just did on the previous one, which should be done, almost done cultivating, and not far behind is the seed. The spreader's full of fertilizer, so let's get a quick course generated for it. Very nice. And we can get this guy started right away. We are a bit off the mark, but that's not a big deal. And what we'll do is we will hop in our truck with our trailer. We can see we've got 128,000 liters of corn, which is very nice. That will of course go to pig feed. So I will just dump this trailer off into the silo, and then we can put the trailer away because there's no more harvest left to do today. Just as the cultivator finishes up, it looks like we're gonna have to reseed a little patch of this field just because of the curve of it. Not the end of the world, but we will get it done. So let's get this cultivator moved over to this field now. It can get put on right away because the fertilizer has already started. And my plan did work. This field that is getting seeded right now has been double fertilized, which means we won't have to worry about it once the drill is done on it, which is very nice. Okay, we will just get a course generated for this guy. We'll do 4 headlands, same as we did for the last one. And then and then we'll start this guy. Very nice. So this is the last cultivation that needs to be done. Once the seed is finished on the other field, we will get the seeder moved over to this field, and then we'll be done for field work for today. All right, our worker is just wrapping up now on this field of soybeans. It does look like they actually took care of that part that the cultivator went over, so we won't have to reseed that, thankfully, which is very nice. So I'll get this guy picked up. We will have to fill him up with some more seed and some more fertilizer, which isn't a bad thing because that cultivator is only just now getting its first headland done, and we need to get it at least 2, preferably 3 done before we can start the seeder. So we still got a bit of time before we can get this guy going on that field. And while we wait for the cultivator to finish up a couple more headlands, it looks like our spreader is just about finished up spraying this field. So we will get him put away into the shed as well. Now, just looking at it, I am thinking about buying a second cultivator, the exact same one that we do have right now. It's only $101,000, and we do have the tractor. We could hook it up to the 8R, so I think I am going to make this purchase because it'll help speed things on just a bit quicker. So let's buy this guy. We'll hop in our 8R just over here. Let's head to the shop. Let's pick him up, and I'm going to throw him right into this field right away. All right, we've got this guy hooked up. Let's head back to the farm. Okay, so I have got the course for the cultivator loaded onto this tractor here now. What my plan is to do is to try and kind of find the halfway. Do I have the right course on? Do I have the course? Yes, there we go. Okay, so I have the right course on. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start him right here on this line here and send him on his way. And what this will do is it'll essentially just kind of be about the halfway point, so that when this guy gets about here, the rest of this field is done. And if we look, he's just about to start his 3rd headland, I believe, now. So we can actually go ahead, we can get in our seeder, and we can get the seeder started on this field here now. Wonderful. All right, I've got a course generated for the seeder on this field, so we can get him started, and hopefully it won't take too long, just about 20 minutes. Very nice. All right, and while I let those machines run on this field and get that finished up, one thing I do want to look into is buying some more animals, and I'm not talking about pigs this time. I think we're gonna look at getting some sheep. So let's open up our shop and let's look at our production. There's 3 options. There's this pasture, there's regular barn that holds 25 sheep, and this large barn that holds 65. I think I'm gonna go right for this large barn. It's only $97,000, so well within budget. And I think I'm just gonna put it sort of in and around where the pig pen is. Sort of this can be kind of our, I guess if you want to call it like where our animal area is, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna put it right about there. Very nice. Lines up pretty well. And then let's get some landscaping, or some painting I should say, done. I'm just gonna use regular pathway gravel. I don't think I can change this because that's an actual platform, but I can get this cleaned up. Just like so. Very nice. And I will actually do all this as well. This is, I'm guessing, is where the wool is going to come out. So we'll just create a clean opening right there. And then I'll put a driveway here because in theory this is where I would drop the animals off from the thing. So there we go. Very nice. I am going to see if I can put maybe just a bit of a tree in their pen. I can. Very nice. I'm gonna get that guy right there. So that way they'll get a bit of shade if they don't want to be inside. And I think it'll look very nice. So now what we have to do, now that we have our pen, don't know if we can buy them right from here. Yes, we can. My plan is these guys are all going to produce wool. How much would 60 cost? 60 full age sheep that will be able to produce wool almost right away can be $60, or sorry, $32,000. I wish it was $60. So we're just gonna buy these right up. Some nice black Welsh mountain goats, or sheeps I should say. There they are. Now they do need feed, and I believe their feed is just grass, which it is. We don't have anything to produce grass right now. So let's look at what a mower would cost us. About 380,000 if we went for a self-propelled mower. We go down to the attachments. What are we looking at? I wouldn't mind one that had one of these maybe, that they have the yeah, these automatically put it into a windrow, I should say. So I think I'm gonna go with this, which I feel like we already bought one of these very early on, and we'll just go with the front mower attachment for that. Again, run it at maximum speed, just 32 kilometers an hour. Very nice. Okay, so that's that done. We have what we need. We need to actually produce some grass and cut that, and for that I'm just gonna hop in this Kloss 870. I'll head over to the shop and we will get those two attachments hooked up to this tractor, and then maybe I'll look at getting a little bit of grass picked up so we can get some feed into those, or into that pen for the sheep. Lovely, we've got now both of these mowers attached to the tractor. What my plan is for the grass is I have all this land behind the sheep pen and sort of on the other sides of the sheds just here. I own all of this land. Okay, so I'm going to hop in here and I'm going to create a custom field. So to do that, we just click here. I got to be cognizant. I believe the sheep pen is just around here. So I'll start it here. We'll go to there, to there. Just like so, and we can finish that off. That's a custom field. We'll call it CP1 for now. Now what I should be able to do is if I go into here, I can start his job. I'll target the position right, or sorry, the field position right here. We'll do that. We're gonna do 3 headlands and the rest is perfect. We'll generate the course here. And one thing I do want to make sure is that on our back mowers, we do have the sort of swathing feature set up. So I believe it's Control Y. We can get into swath dropping, very nice. And then let's check to see where our start is. Just over here, and it heads going south. So we'll turn this mower around. What I can do is I can get this started right away. And now it does look like there are a couple trees that are going to be a bit in the way. So I will hop out of the tractor right now and I'll just get all those trees hidden really quick. Okay, and we should have all the trees knocked out. Oh, I see actually one more that will be in the way. I'll get that in a second, but just a little patch of grass. It's nothing crazy. This should be able to, I think, hold our, or be able to feed our sheep for a while. So it's nice because I am utilizing the space a little bit. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been using this space. I haven't been for the last little bit. One thing I do think I will do actually really quick is I will hop in here and I will get some grass painted in so that it's a bit more consistent the whole way through. Very nice. Just select the grass. And without trying to cut off too much of our crop that we're going to harvest today, we'll get that patched up. Very nice. So now what I can do is I can hop in our little Massey. We'll attach it to the forage wagon. I'll get the same core set that mower is running loaded up onto this Massey with the forage wagon. It'll run it, pick our grass up right away, and then that's really all we need to do to feed the sheep. I would say sheep are probably the lowest time and resource intensive animal that I've done so far, so it's pretty nice being able to do them. Okay, so I've got the course that the mower is running loaded up onto this wagon here, so we'll just take him to the starting point and get him started, and then I'll head over and get that last tree knocked out. Okay, and it looks like this cultivator is all wrapped up. I did have a little bit of a holdup over here because of some collisions between this other cultivator and the seeder, so I think I'm going to help this other cultivator along and kill out a couple more passes, so that way we can get the cultivators off the field pretty quick here. Okay, so I'm going to put this first cultivator back in the shed. I am going to have to put it on this side actually beside the corn header because I don't have any more space in the other one. So we'll just line it up very nice and get it backed in. Alright, just pulling into the sheds now with the second cultivator. We are completely done with these implements for today. We just have the seed left to go, and I can see just over the shed there that the mower has finished up, so we'll go get that put away. I will see you guys when the seeding and the grass collection has completed. Alright, our drill is done putting soybeans into the ground, so we can get that put back in the shed. And then I think our forage wagon has picked up all the grass, so we'll get that dropped off to the sheep and get that equipment put away. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave the mowers on this tractor. I don't seem to be using it very often, so I don't mind keeping it kind of busy and tied up with the mowing. That's perfectly fine by me. Plus, every 3 or so months that grass will be ready to mow again, and we can just whip it out real quick, get it put onto that course, and have it done really nice and quick. So let's get over to the forage wagon. We'll see how much grass we have. I honestly have no idea what to expect, but it took out a decent sized land. We got 101,000, which should be more than enough to get these sheep fed for now. Looking great in their brand new home. So they will be producing us wool, which we will be able to sell. Yeah, you can see it only took about 12,000 maybe, if that, so lots of extra space. What I will do actually is I think I will put a little silo here, one that can hold grass. Let's see. So I do think I'm going to go with just another one of these simple farm silos. They're only $20,000, and what I will do is just put it on the back side here of the pig pen. I think this is a good spot for it. And then this way we can put our grass into here, feed our sheep so we're super close. And if we want, we could even put some pig feed into this silo here. I won't be shocked. I have had these silos actually kind of link up in the past, where even if I put it into the right silo, I can still access it from a different one, as long as they're the same type, if that makes sense. So we'll get our grass unloaded into here. This should be enough. Like I said, it only takes 3 days for that grass to regrow. And so if we can get 100,000 liters every 3 days, that'll be perfect. We'll be able to keep up with the supply, or sorry, the demand of the sheep. So let's get this equipment put away. And that is all I have for you today, folks. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. It was a pretty productive one. We now have some sheep, as you can see here behind me. Got a field of corn knocked out, as well as another field of soybean, which will help for our sale in June coming up. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, I would greatly appreciate if you left a like, commented any suggestions, any things you'd like to see on this series or on this channel, and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Anyways, folks, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.